I'm never going to spend my silver. I'm never going to spend my gold. I'm never going to spend my Bitcoin. I'm going to put it into a child arranged trust, all my real estate, and pass it on for perpetuity because it's valuable. That's why GameStop had no value, but silver did, and that's why the Robinhood guys and Reddit guys couldn't move the silver money.
They tried to manipulate it, but they couldn't.
No, because the biggest players in the world need silver. You know, it was the guys, the guys in the COMEX and all that stuff who are manipulating the price. They're not the end user. The end user is Apple, Tesla, water purification company, electronic company. You don't mess with Superman. And so the price of silver is suppressed intentionally. So that's why, I stopped buying at 30. It's about 30 today. There comes a time when you stop. I take a position. I probably have millions in silver in storage outside this country. Real silver, no ETFs, no paper. And when I get time to go to the great rodeo in the sky, I'll just pass it on. It depends on
family home.
It depends on the person, the place. As you know, there's an exodus out of New York City and that area, Chicago, San Francisco, LA, and they're moving to your neck of the woods of Florida and Texas. But the facts are, there's no net gain in real estate. It's just moving. People are migrating like they're escaping the Communist Republic of California and New York. So with real estate, I would study that. One big reason, okay? Gold, silver, Bitcoin are liquid. Stocks are liquid. Even REITs are liquid. That's a huge advantage. You make a mistake with my Bitcoin, I'm out. There's a shortage of Bitcoin, there's a shortage of silver, shortage of gold. Stocks are liquid. There's the biggest advantage you have. Real estate is not liquid. And I've been the skipper of the Titanic a number of times. I thought I bought a no-lose piece of property and I lost. There's so many moving parts to real estate, but you don't know them until you actually get into it.
Or have to try to sell that.
Yeah, you can't get out. They're not. Real estate is technically not liquid.
Right.
As stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs are. So that's the big advantage. That's why I agree with Dave Ramsey. If you don't know anything, stay in paper, save money, stay liquid. But if you really would like to hold assets that hold their value, right today it's silver, so about $30. There's something happened. The Green New Deal is going to be real. That's why who's Chevron and who's merging?
Chevron and Mobil potentially. Yeah,
because they're going to. So Biden's come out with a carbon tax, and they're going to punish anybody who's in oil. And so I'm now invested. I've always been a greenie, a closet greenie, and I'm now investing in Green New Deal, socialist type agendas. But
taking advantage of what you see as the pitfalls.
Yeah, I invest in the pre-IPO phase. Instant. That's the difference. If I buy a stock, I'm an outsider. So that's the value of the financial education that my rich dad gave me. That's what I teach in the game Cash Flow.
Gotcha.
You got to start thinking in terms of cash flow more than anything else. Which way is the cash flowing? Is it flowing in or flowing out? And for most people, it's flowing out. That's why they can't save.
Well said.
It's very simple. I just keep it simple. I'm a Marine, keep things simple. Well, it's not really Bitcoin, it's blockchain.
Okay.
And it's a contract. And when guys like Peter Schiff's my friend, and he and Max Kaiser go back and forth. I don't know why to me it's like a food fight. Max Kaiser says Peter Schiff is stupid, and Kaiser says, and Schiff says Kaiser is stupid. I always support what Yogi Berra, the great New York Yankees catcher, said.
Yeah.
When you come to a fork in the road, take it. So I'm glad I took Bitcoin when it was like $9,000.
Look at it now, almost at 45.
But I'm not buying anymore.
You're not.
And I'm not buying anymore. And I was buying gold at 300. I'm not buying anymore.
Why are you no longer buying Bitcoin? Do you not think it can go from 45 to 100 or to 500? 500,000, 400, you know?
I'm not a speculator.
Gotcha.
I'm an investor. Yeah, those are
You're
very-
buying. Speak about being I assume when you buy silver, you bought and hold silver all this time. You're not selling it. Is that right?
No, I never sell.
So you buy and hold.
Like, you know, these idiots flip real estate. Why would
Yep.
you do that? You get a good property, I keep it forever. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna put my millions and millions and millions of dollars into a thing called a CRT, Charitable Remainder Trust, and I'm gonna pass it into perpetuity as charity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna spend that money, but it's gonna be used as charity. I'll give it back. But most people are flipping houses. That's really stupid because you get nailed with a capital gains tax. You flip Bitcoin, you get capital gains. I just don't like paying taxes. If you ever listen to Lenin said two things, okay, that was crucial. He says you want to debauch capitalism, you want to kill capitalism, debauch the currency. And that's what Nixon did in 71. And he says if you want to kill capitalism, tax. And that's what Biden's doing right now.
Tax.
So that's why what real financial education is, that sign back here says cash flow. I'm a cash flow fanatic. I want to make sure the cash is flowing in and none is flowing to the government. That's why Trump and I don't pay taxes legally. We're real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's talk about real estate for a second.
hang on.
Yes, sir.
I don't think anybody understands the power of debt. And you know, these idiots out there are telling you get out of debt. Well, debt is money. That's what happened in 71 when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. So in 2008, you were probably on Wall Street at the time or something. I thought I died and went to heaven. They dropped interest rates to all-time lows, and the best real estate floated to the surface on the market. So I borrowed $300 million and bought real estate with debt. Now the average person can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have this board game cash flow, so you can understand the way capitalists think. I don't like the stock market. I would have made billions in the stock market, except that, you know, I do have to sleep at them. That's the reason. I retired a long time ago. That's the game cash flow. I mean, I never had to work again. I mean, I work harder now that I don't need any money.
Yeah.
I have 8,500 apartment